Next is Roberto Gonzalez.
Good afternoon. I am Roberto Gonzalez, and I am a resident of the city of East Providence. I was a delegate to the convention in 1986, the last convention that was held not only in the state of Rhode Island, but in the whole entire country, for good reason. At the time, I was just finishing law school, and I was full of idealism, and I had a burning desire to serve the people of the state of Rhode Island. I had taken constitutional law courses. I had even taken a specialty course in state constitutions, where we did a comparative analysis of constitutions of our different states. So I came in with some ideas, and most of all with a lot of hopes. I cannot begin to tell you how disillusioned I was as a result of the process, especially with the end result. But the process, we started off by electing a president to the convention that I soon found out was handpicked by the Speaker of the House, and before he was selected and given the support and the blessings, I'm sure he had to cut some deals, because throughout the convention it was clear that he was answering to the Speaker of the House. Even though he wasn't a delegate, and I'm speaking about the Speaker, nothing moved through the convention without the Speaker's authorization. He essentially controlled the entire process from beginning to end, including the very important process of laying down the ground rules and the topics that were going to be discussed. And I can remember on one occasion where I was supporting a bill for judicial reform, for a merit-based selection system, and I was suddenly called into his office. And I walked into his office, and I remember that a delegate to the convention who was aspiring to be governor soon was sitting down already before me. And I can remember the Speaker saying, "Bobby, Bobby, Bobby." Now, nobody calls me that. And then he says, "Bobby, we can't have this bill." This was a judicial dominating process, which we were proposing to go to this merit selection system, which was a good government bill. And I say, why not? It's a good bill. I have plenty of support for it. And he says, well, this gentleman here wants to be the next governor, and we should have him appoint the judges, don't you think? And I looked at him and said, are you kidding me? I can't have my bill. He says, well, it's not going to work out. What else are you interested in? Well, I was also interested in a bill to make education a right in the state of Rhode Island. Well, anyway, we went through this long process, many meetings, many late nights. And I got to tell you, many of the delegates were there in good faith. A lot of people with a lot of idealism, as I had. And after all of these meetings and all of the debate that we had, all of the good government stuff went out the window. Just about all. I think the only positive thing that came out of that convention was an ethics reform bill. So, in the end, what I can tell you is that the convention got hijacked from the citizens of the state of Rhode Island. And it got hijacked while people were putting forth their best effort. And, it's not only that it was hijacked by powerful political forces in the state, but also by the same interests that we see out there today operating behind the scenes for whatever their causes might be. So instead of debating good government, we got bogged down in a plethora of social issues such as gun control, abortion, things like sentencing for drug convictions, and we never got around to the real issues, the issues that would have made a difference. And I got to tell you, I don't see any difference in the infrastructure, the political infrastructure of this state, to tell me that anything different is going to happen if we have another political convention in a year or so. I think the same groups are operating out there. The same, well, maybe some of the social issues might be a little bit different, but there's still highly contested social issues out there, and there are people, special interest groups that would like to take civil rights back that have been fought over and won, and those civil rights should not be put to a convention vote. Civil rights are things that we do not allow a majority of the people who is controlled by special interests to dictate. So I'm sure the same thing will happen again, and I hope the citizens of the state of Rhode Island see that this is not in the best interest. It's certainly not in the economic best interest, but certainly not for the purposes of taking this state forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Roberto.